Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really getting into a foundational story. It's about a young Anakin Solo. Yeah, Han and Leia's son.
Right, his very early days, Force-sensitive, just starting out.
We're looking at his first steps at Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy on Yavin 4, specifically digging into the story, The Golden Globe. And our mission, really, is to see how this story sheds light on, well, big themes like destiny, choice.
Friendship, too, in surprising ways.
Exactly. And how the Force guides these young ones, sometimes in pretty unsettling ways. Let's jump in.
Yeah, what's fascinating here, I think, is that it's much more than just a kid's adventure story.
Oh, for sure.
It's a proper origin story.
Yeah.
It really digs into character development and gives us this nuanced, maybe even a bit wilder view of the Force.
Especially for those just starting out.
Exactly. We're going to look at those little details that make this seemingly simple story feel, well, much bigger.
Okay, so let's start with Anakin Solo himself. He's 11, stepping into this whole new world.
Slender kid, brown hair.
But those eyes, right, ice blue, just like his Uncle Luke.
Yeah, that's a clear link.
And he's got that quiet focus, that concentration. Definitely lay aside.
And he's not just Force-sensitive. He's like off the charts smart.
A prodigy, yeah. Taking apart computers at age 5, that's intense.
Definitely. And his Force abilities are raw feeling emotions, moving small things.
So Han and Leia decide it's time. Off to Yavin 4, just like Jaina and Jason before him.
And Yavin 4 itself. That setting is so important. Lush jungles, rivers, waterfalls.
Orbiting that gas giant.
Right. And the academies in the Great Temple. Ancient Massassi structure, huge.
Used by the rebels too, wasn't it?
Yeah, over 4,000 years old. Then a secret base. Lots of history, lots of echoes in the Force there.
And Luke's there, obviously, training the next generation of Jedi Knights.
It sets the stage perfectly for something ancient and mysterious.
You know, thinking about Leia, sending Anakin there must have been incredibly difficult.
Absolutely.
There's pride in his power, sure, but also this deep worry, that connection to the Force. It could be dangerous.
Especially given the family history. The dark side shadow.
And the name itself, Anakin. She chose it as a symbol of hope, right? Because his grandfather, Vader, turned back in the end.
That's such a powerful, almost heavy choice. It puts this immense weight on young Anakin from the start.
It really does. And you see it in him, feeling like a loner. His close circle is tiny Jaina, Jason, 3PO maybe?
Yeah, it highlights his isolation before Tahiri shows up. He's carrying a lot internally.
Okay, so let's talk about Tahiri Vela. She's the other key piece here.
Totally. A 9-year-old orphan from Tatooine.
Raised by Tusken Raiders, the Sand People, since she was 4. That's wild.
It shaped her completely. Luke and Tion found her because her Force sensitivity was just, palpable.
Sensing emotions, finding lost things.
Yeah, but her personality is just, boom, nonstop talker, really strong-willed, hates being told what to do.
Yeah, the barefoot thing.
Always barefoot. It speaks to this untamed, very grounded spirit.
Yeah.
So different from Anakin.
So their first meeting, it happens in the grand audience chamber, this untouched room high up in the temple.
Yeah, and the dynamic is immediate. You've got quiet, thoughtful Anakin.
Meloner.
Right. And then bam, Tahiri. All energy, all talk.
It's almost like oil and water at first glance.
Kind of, yeah. But that clash,
Yeah.
it very quickly becomes something else. A real connection, almost symbiotic.
It really does form the heart of the story, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
But then, there's this twist. Tahiri has a secret. A dream.
A nightmare, really. Recurring.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
About rafting on Yavin 4, a huge storm falling in the water. Always the same.
Until the last one.
Right? The latest dream, Anakin Solo is there, trying to save her.
Chilling. And that shared dream, it tells you something profound about their Force bond right away.
It's not just seeing the future.
No, it's like a shared experience, something deep connecting them, even before they consciously know it, like fate.
And then it flips. Anakin has the exact same dream. Just as terrifying.
But the roles are reversed.
He's paddling, and this time Tahiri is the one swept away. She drowns in his dream.
Horrifying. And that shared, mirrored nightmare that convinces Anakin, this isn't random, something is definitely pulling them towards that river.
Feels inescapable.
And adding to that feeling, Anakin starts hearing this voice in his head.
A voice he thinks might be a Jedi Master?
He suspects it, yeah. It gives him guidance, like telling him the raft will be waiting for them.
Yeah.
Practical stuff.
But then comes the catch.
The big one. The voice warns him, do not tell Uncle Luke.
Says everything will be lost if he does.
Exactly. And that, immediately raises a huge question for us, for you listening. Is this voice actually good? Or is it manipulating them, leading them into danger by telling them to hide things from Luke?
That puts Anakin in a terrible spot. He's already worried sick about the dark side, about his grandfather's legacy.
The Vader comparison looms large for him.
But Tahiri, she steps up here, doesn't she? Even though she's scared too.
She does. She sees his doubt and just cuts right through it. Tells him flat out, you aren't your grandfather. You are your own person, and you can make your own choices.
Wow. That's incredibly insightful for a 9-year-old. And powerful.
It's exactly what he needs to hear. It gives him that push.
So they make the decision. They're going to sneak out during their free time.
Knowing full well they could get into serious trouble. Disappoint everyone. Luke, their families.
It's a huge risk based on dreams and a mysterious voice.
But their connection. It's not just emotional. We see it in the Force, too.
Right, that class exercise, the weightlifting.
Yeah, they're supposed to lift this, 2-kilo weight?
Individually, they can barely nudge it.
But then they combine their focus.
Yeah.
Anakin thinks, be light. Tahiri concentrates on lifting.
And boom, it shoots up, hits the ceiling, breaks the table.
It's this fantastic little moment that shows their synergy. Their combined power isn't just additive. It's like exponential.
The real sign of what they can do together.
Definitely foreshadowing.
So the escape plan, they head for the hangar bay in the Great Temple.
And Tahiri initially thinks R2-D2 is just going to slow him down, get him caught.
Classic Tahiri. But R2 proves his worth, right?
Totally. His little no beeps, the 2 beeps warn them away from an obvious trap door.
Saves them from a mistake.
And then he focuses on this hidden handle, revealing the real way out.
Right.
A narrow passage into the jungle.
Trust the droid.
Always trust the droid, but then out on the river.
The dream becomes real. That fierce storm hits, just like Tahiri saw.
It's immediate, intense, and Anakin reacts instantly. Uses the Force, tells Tahiri be light.
Gives her the strength to grab the paddle just she's about to go over, saves her life.
And then R2 saves Anakin. He almost falls in himself, but R2 manages to intervene.
Incredible. Their raw abilities, totally untested, are needed right away. Life or death.
It validates those terrifying dreams and shows how unpredictable the Force can be for them at this stage.
But they lose the raft, stranded in the storm.
So they look for shelter, and they find this ruin, an old Massassi palace.
The Palace of the Woolamander, Anakin calls it, based on something Jason told him about the local creatures.
Land eaters, yeah. But inside the palace, it gets creepy.
Disembodied voices, rumbling sounds.
Yeah, echoes of ancient Sith teachings, apparently. And they threaten the kids. Go back or fear for your lives.
Pretty scary stuff for an 11 and 9-year-old.
But Tahiri, again, shows incredible courage. She yells back at them.
What does she say?
Basically that they won't use the Force for evil. They believe in peace, knowledge, defense the Jedi way.
Wow. Standing up to ancient Sith echoes.
Her defiance actually silences them for a moment. It's a powerful declaration of where they stand, even this early on.
Okay, so inside this palace, they find more mysteries. A hidden room.
Behind this massive stone wall, glowing with gold and glitter.
And the problem is obvious. How do 2 kids move a wall that must weigh tons?
Thousands of kilos, yeah. Impossible physically.
But then the voice comes back to Anakin.
Right. Another clue. Cryptic again. Different kinds of strength.
Not just muscle.
Strength of the mind. They realize it's not about brute force. The wall is a puzzle. A Force puzzle.
And the golden glitter is the key.
Exactly. It sticks to certain stones, revealing hidden patterns. Arrows pointing up. The shape of a Massassi child. And a handprint.
So the Massassi built Force-activated mechanisms into their structures.
Seems like it. And then they make another discovery, something they found earlier.
That small bone. A child's arm and hand bone found on the stairs.
Anakin gets this feeling, this intuition. He places the skeletal fingers onto that golden handprint on the wall. Yeah. The bone just vanishes, sort of sinks into the wall. There's a click, a hiss.
And the huge stone door swings open.
Revealing this chamber. And in the center, a gigantic crystal golden globe, shimmering with that glitter.
What an image. Must have been breathtaking.
Absolutely. But Tahiri tries to touch it.
And gets zapped.
Well, repelled. There's a Force field protecting it.
But Anakin reaches out differently with the Force.
Yes. And that's when he hears it. Whispers. Cries. Like children coming from inside the globe.
Children. And Tahiri sees something too.
Yeah, she sees a child's hand pressed against the inside surface of the globe.
Okay, this is getting really deep. That's the heart of the mystery, isn't it? The reason they were drawn there.
It suggests something terrible happened here. Something involving children. trapped somehow.
And while they're processing that, they find someone else.
Or something else. Curled up at the base of the globe's pedestal. Small, furry creature.
Making high-pitched whistles.
Yeah, and saying its name over and over. Ikrit, Ikrit, Ikrit.
Which Tahiri figures out naturally.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
And this is the big reveal, the turning point of the whole story.
Ikrit is the voice?
He is the voice Anakin's been hearing. He reveals he's actually an ancient Jedi Master.
Whoa, how ancient?
Came to Yavin 400 years ago. Discovered this globe, learned about the curse surrounding it.
A curse? So the children
are trapped spirits. Spirits of thousands, Ikrit says. And he's been waiting all this time.
Waiting for them. For Anakin and Tahiri.
He believes they're the chosen ones. The only ones with the right kind of combined force strength to break the curse and free those spirits.
That's huge. Destiny calling, literally.
But there's another catch, a critical one.
He tells them they must keep it secret. Especially from Luke.
Yeah, because according to Ikrit, an adult cannot break the curse. Trying or even telling Luke would make the globe explode. Everything will be lost. Again.
So the stakes are incredibly high. He puts it to them directly, doesn't he?
Challenges them point blank. Will you answer the call? Will you attempt to break the curse and save the children?
What a choice for two kids. It confirms this sense of destiny, but with immense immediate responsibility.
And it forces them to trust this, well, slightly eccentric ancient Jedi Master they just met, whose instructions go against everything they're being taught about reporting to Luke.
So they head back to the academy, knowing they're in trouble.
And Luke is there waiting, stern, worried.
And Tahiri, bless her, tries to take all the heat.
Yeah, classic Tahiri loyalty. She figures, who cares if she gets sent home? So she makes up a story.
About just wanting to see the jungle, convincing Anakin to tag along.
Trying to protect Anakin, but he doesn't let her.
No, this is Anakin's big moment of growth, isn't it? He steps up.
Owns his part. Says, I chose to go with Tahiri. I'm responsible for my choices.
That's huge for him, especially with his Vader anxiety. Taking responsibility.
Absolutely. And R2 helps out too. With a well-timed, yes, beep, confirming they got lost, and he guided them back.
Good old R2.
And Luke's wisdom here is just remarkable. He looks past the rule-breaking.
He senses Tahiri's strength, Anakin's internal struggle.
And their connection. He sees it. He calls them a unit, stronger than many adult Jedi teams.
And says they're destined to train together. He doesn't punish them harshly, does he?
No, he sends them to their rooms, but it's clear he understands something deeper is going on. It's amazing mentorship.
So back in his room, Anakin isn't alone for long.
Nope. Ikrit pops up again, secretly.
Confirms everything. Reminds him of the massive task ahead.
And he even quotes Luke's own Jedi code back at him, that Yoda line, no try, only do.
Pushing Anakin to commit fully, solidifying his resolve.
Yeah. So Anakin accepts it, this difficult, secret path alongside Tahiri.
It's not about fun or adventure anymore.
No, it's about answering this profound call. Trusting Ikrit, trusting their combined strength.
To face a curse, save these unseen children, all while keeping it secret from their master.
It completely reframes destiny for them. It's not passive, it's an active choice, a burden they have to carry and navigate themselves.
So looking back, what does this all mean? We've followed Anakin and Tahiri from being, kind of nervous kids.
To facing ancient Sith echoes, uncovering mysteries.
And accepting this huge secret mission. The Golden Globe really digs into destiny versus choice, right?
Definitely. And the power of friendship, that unexpected bond between them. And it shows the Force as this complex, sometimes ambiguous guide.
It really does.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe something for you, the listener, to chew on.
Yeah.
Well, in a situation like this, where guidance comes from somewhere totally unexpected, maybe even a bit suspect, how do you know it's true?
How do you tell real guidance from manipulation? Especially when it tells you to ignore the authorities you trust, like Luke.
Exactly. And what does it really mean to choose your destiny when something like Ikrit's call seems to lay it all out for you? Are you really choosing or just following instructions?
That's a deep question. It makes you think about trust, intuition, what power really means when you're dealing with the Force, especially the unknown parts of it.
What would you do if that whisper of destiny challenged everything you thought you knew?
Something to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.